In a great green room, there was a telephone and a red balloon. And I'm just going to assume that this red balloon is some kind of Marxist, communist ploy. That's the hint that I'm getting. It's a collapse of civilization. Okay? It's just blatantly obvious. And a picture of a cow jumping over the moon. The author of this book is tripping on acid. Okay? It's just, the cow jumping over the moon is very reminiscent of some kind of acid trip taking place at Burning Man. Now, I don't know who Margaret Weiss Brown is, but she's probably planning some kind of insurrection. And now you have these three little bears sitting on chairs, okay? Perhaps they all have COVID. I don't know. If they're COVID positive, they're certainly not sitting socially distant, so they're probably getting it, and you're going to get it. You're going to get it. You're going to get it. And there's a little toy house and a young mouse. Maybe it's some kind of pedophile ring. I don't know. And now there's a comb and a brush and a bowl full of mush. I would suspect that the mush is cocaine. Has to be. And there's a quiet old lady who was whispering hush. Obviously, that's referencing Hillary Clinton trying to keep this whole thing quiet. Because we don't want people to find out what's going on in this house run by Marxists with a red balloon as Hillary Clinton is running a secret pedophile ring, sniffing a bowl full of mush cocaine. Goodnight moon. Everybody's passing out, okay? It's just goodnight cow jumping over the moon. Acid trips coming down. You're coming out of it. Goodnight light and the red balloon. They're giving up hope, it's clear. Goodnight bears and goodnight chairs. Goodnight kittens and goodnight mittens. And now we're looking at inanimate objects and we're thinking they can hear you. That's interesting. That's interesting. Goodnight clocks and goodnight socks. Goodnight little house and goodnight mouse. The mouse is probably dying of COVID at this point. Last breath. I like that because it's dark. So dark. Goodnight comb and goodnight brush. Goodnight nobody. Now this is great. Goodnight nobody. You're acknowledging that nothing exists. Everything is collapsed. It's so dark. Goodnight nobody. You've given up hope. Society is completely collapsed at this point. Goodnight mush. You're out of cocaine. I get that. Out of blow. No more booger sugar. Sorry. And goodnight to the old lady who was whispering hush. Yes, she's got to go back to the Clinton Foundation and start kidnapping Haitians. It's just obvious. Goodnight stars and goodnight air. Goodnight noises everywhere. And the mouse is dead. The revolution has collapsed. We're all giving up. I like that. Margaret Weiss Brown is a dark bitch.